You are also acted as Bharata Mata.
Yeah.
Okay, now you are, I mean to say, if the story, for Punarjanma story also, you are Punarjanma Mata now, okay.
Okay, my sister was Annapurna and my Morsi was also there. I remember that photo, but I don't have it. And it was in front of the school where I also studied later. So, in 1 month time, my mother said yes, my past birth mother.
To agree that you are a daughter, she examined in all type of verification. It took 1 month for her to convince herself that somebody is not coming and fooling us. So really, my daughter, because she cross-verified everything.
Yes.
Then she also agreed, you are my past time. At that time, any conversation like this, that, Mummy, I told you, you asked me to come back, I came back, like that, anything you told?
No, I didn't say anything.
I
didn't say anything like that. But then the townsfolk also said, if Setaniji said yes, then it will be. And when they saw that small child, no one can teach her, and so much you can't teach her. I asked my mother, where's Nani? My grandmother, her mother.
Grandmother of the past life.
She had died.
She has died, she told.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then in between this 1 month also, I would tell them something or the other.
Other of the past life, that they can verify it. Okay.
My father, as we were going, that father, of course I had him only now. So he was buying mithai. And I said, Taji, don't buy it from him. Last time we left our purse over here and he didn't give it back to us. Like that.
So last life, in a way, he has cheated us.
Yes.
Why you want to purchase from a cheater?
Correct.
Like that you told.
Correct.
Okay.
Then once we were sitting in an open car and they bought a stemmed balloon for me. You know that stem, it has
balloon.
So I held that and I said, Pitaji, let's sing our favorite song, Janda Uncha Rahe Hamara, like that I did. So these were small things. There were many things that the father knew, and the conversation between daughter and father.
Father in the past life, now all those things were explained to him, I mean,
yes.
it made him clear. That
he was from the beginning,
he convinced.
Yes.
But mother,
even mother was convinced.
But still they want to verify.
Still.
Okay.
Then I recognized so many people, so many photographs from the photographs.
So you, in your house, you are having all photos of different people.
Yeah.
In this life, when you went there, you are able to pinpoint their them who are there and then their name and your
the
relation
neighbors,
with them.
my teacher, and there was one Swamiji, well-known Swamiji of Arya Samaj.
Arya Samaj. You identified him also.
He was, I mean, this was another strange thing. We have these 4 ashrams. So he was in Vanprastha ashram. He wore white clothes.
White clothes.
And in between those 7 years, he took sannyas.
Sannyas.
So now he was in sannyasi garb. He was in saffron clothes. So I asked him, I said, Aapne kapde kab rang liye? When did you dye your clothes?
So,
small child.
ಈಗ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ರು ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಓದ್ ಜನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇತ್ತು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೆ. ಆಗ ಅವರು ವೈಟ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಕಲರ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಮೊದಲೆಲ್ಲ ವೈಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಹೌ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಆರೆಂಜ್? ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್.
Not orange. I said, when did you dye your clothes? Color your clothes.
ಕಲರಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಟ್ಟೆನ ನೀವು ಕಲರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಡೈ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಓಕೆ.
So like that, you know, proofs after proofs kept coming. And they had to agree.
So whatever the information that was there in your mind, rather in the subconscious mind, according to that you are able to identify all these things.
Yes.
And they were amazed about it, and they came to conclusion. So because of identifying all these things correctly, they were convinced that You are really their daughter in the past life.
Yes.
Okay.
So after that, the mothers became good friends.
Two mothers.
Two mothers.
But
No,
only
my
one daughter, there were two mothers.
Two mothers.
Past life mother, present life mother. Very good. Okay.
And now that Nairobi thing got cancelled.
What is
My
that?
mother had to go to Nairobi.
See.
My Nana, she came.
Ah,
My Nana, my mother's father came from Nasik.
Nasik.
And then they all thought what to do. Like, if they take me away from here,
Ah,
I may go mad or I may die.
ah. So
I
the
mean-
present mother.
Yes, my grandfather, my mother's father,
Ah,
he said, don't take her away from them.
ah.
He bought a house for my mother and asked to
In this
live,
life?
to live in Dehradun.
Ah,
He was a railway contractor.
ah.
All the bridges of those time, that are made on rivers
Reverse.
were made by my grandfather's.
That grandfather of the past life or this life?
This life, this
This life grandfather. So then there is some story going on that our child was the past life, she was their daughter. By chance they may take away. We don't want to lose her.
That's what.
Ah,
Lose her means then he loses his daughter also, no?
Yes.
The daughter has no one other than this child.
now
She just lost her husband.
your grandfather was thinking, my daughter has got only one child. Now by chance she identified that she was a daughter of somebody else in the past life. What about my own daughter? Without anybody, she would have become mad, thinking about, worrying about this.
So-
Like that she thought.
Yes. And one of my cousin sister, my mama's daughter,
Ah,
always lived with mummy, my mother.
Mother, okay.
Before her marriage also in Gurukul
Ah.
and after her marriage also.
It
with
is-
my father.
it was quite natural because when you are born in this life, within some days, 20 days or what, 20 months,
40 days.
within 40 days your father was dead. And mother needs somebody's help. So he has the relatives.
No. That sister of mine lived with my mother even in Gurukul.
Gurukul, okay.
When she was 1.5 years old, mummy brought her with her.
Okay,
And when mother got married, she took that child with her.
with her, okay.
So she enjoyed my father.
Yes.
She enjoyed my paternal family.
Family.
So, the weddings and all, my
All-
chachas got married over there. She enjoyed all that. She knows all that.
Okay,
I don't know much about
It-
my father at all.
okay.
So then they sent the other younger sister also, and we 3 sisters were brought up in Dehradun by my mother. And
No, that means to say one you, that is one mother. What about other two?
other two by my mother's brother's daughters.
Brother, daughter, and yourself were together.
My grandfather sent them all. The one was there already with my mother.
Mother.
Younger one also, and he put my mother's name as sleeping partner in his business.
In his business, okay.
So he used to send money every month for these children, for me, for my mother.
Mother. Because she lost her husband, so that gentleman was looking after all the children and this thing. Okay.
So we stayed there. And it became like any time they would take me home, I'd stay there for 2-3 days, come back, stay here. Because my mother was a teacher to teach me. She had taught me from young age. She taught me all Havan mantras of Arya Samaj.
Arya Samaj.
And at 2 years that time, I could say all the
Chants.
tables. From 2 to 10, from anywhere you ask me, I could say that. So all this was my mother's work.
When this lady's past life parents were convinced, then they used to pick you up for some days in their house, 3 to 4 days, again they used to come back like that. Both mothers were enjoying the child life. Okay.
So that mother made friends with this mother because they were both from Gurukuls. They both knew Sanskrit. They used to talk. They used to. The discussion was all spiritual.
Spiritual discussion. So the ಇಬ್ಬರು ತಾಯಂದಿರು ಗುರುಕುಲದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಸ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಲೈಫ್, ದೇರ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ they become more friends.
More like friends.
Okay.
So that is it. My aunt from Africa, there were 2 aunts. One was my mother's sister. She was in Nairobi. And my mother's brother was in Mombasa. So his wife and my Masi and tenant in my Masi's house. She also was like a mommy to me. So my clothes used to come from there. Beautiful frocks used to come from there.
From Nairobi?
From Nairobi, from Mombasa.
Yes, okay.
And my Pitaji, my Taji over here, or my mother, they did not get any opportunity to buy clothes for me. Because mine were like imported clothes coming from London and all, no? They were sold here. So one day, I'm just fast forwarding. One day, my father wanted to take me and buy some clothes for me. That mother told my mummy, he wants to take her, don't say no. Mummy said, just now a parcel of 27 frocks have come. What will I do with that? She said, no, don't say no, because he feels bad when you say no. So we went out and he bought 3 pieces of cloth to be made into frocks for me.
That is past life mother?
My father.
Past life mother or father?
Father. We all went.
You all went?
We all went.
No, you received about 27 frocks.
That was how, parcels used to come.
Parcel used to come, it was there.
This was the latest parcel.
So, when from their heart, for their satisfaction, they want to give you some frocks.
Something to buy for me. He was going to Mussoorie in a few days. So she said, don't refuse. He feels bad when you say no. So my 2 mothers, my father, my sister, younger sister. Younger matlab among those 2 sisters.
Sisters, okay.
We went there. And he bought all this. Then he said, when I come back from Mussoorie, I'll buy you from the more expensive place.
Okay.
And we came back home. On the way, we dropped him at the lawyer's place and we came home. And that is I finish it here. I keep it the rest of the portion I'll tell you later, because that ends the thing.
Okay.
So in between coming and going happened.
Okay.
Yeah. And I could not say that he's not my father or she's not my mother.
Yes.
Even now.
Yes.
I can't say.
Because what is called their body part. Why we love other children? Because our body part went to them. So that's why that attachment will be there. Okay.
Yeah. So it so happened that when my husband died, I'm digressing from there to explain it, there was some lady who used to scan people. When my husband died, she was working on my husband. My daughter said, you scan my mother also. She said, something funny, I can see 2 mothers. How can there be 2 mothers?
So,
because both of them had their hand in my upbringing. That way.
So, in what type of scan that was?
I don't know. That's
whether somebody who is having a spiritual knowledge, if they concentrate on your mind, they can say, I am seeing that two mothers
that
were
must be that.
behind this girl. Like that is that type of scan, not our medical scan.
No, not medical. Not medical scan.
No.
Then again,
It so happens when somebody sees some other fellow, they were able to predict their present, past, and future also.
Yes.
At that time, she would have thought that you got an attachment to two mothers. Okay.
Then many years later, a friend of mine, she invited me for lunch, and she invited another friend of hers for lunch. That girl was a astrologer, very, very good astrologer.
Okay.
She saw my patri, and she said something, I don't know, two mothers she could see. She said, was there any divorce or anything? I'm seeing two mothers.
Two mothers.
Then I told her, I said, this is how you are seeing two mothers. Someone else has also seen earlier to this. So, I mean,
she has seen your horoscope of this life. In this life,
people have seen my mother, like two mothers.
Now, whatever the birth time, place of birth, time of birth, and this thing. So, you are a Makara Lagna woman.
Okay.
So, Purva Punyadipati Shukra and is sitting Purva Punyat, that is 9th house from Lagna. There Buddha is exalted and Shukra is also there. Even though in that house Shukra is debilitated, he is with exalted planet, that Nicha Bhanga Raja Yoga. So this intelligence is from not only this life, from the past life. In that sense, she would have, as an astrologer, usually most of the good astrologer will have a sixth sense, and they will catch this idea, not everybody. Okay.
So in between life, I mean, I was coming and going, and it was normal for me.
No.
But I would say people should not remember, because people look
It is a
at
type
you.
of torture.
People look at you with different eyes.
Yes.
They don't look at you as normal.
Normal.
I want to be normal.
Yes.
That my mother had asked me to come back and remember to. I did that for my mother. But beyond that, what?
Yes.
I mean, people should not trouble me.
Okay.
That day, the day I remembered, and it spread like wildfire in the town, a small town. People used to come to see me. As I told you, they would touch feet and they would put garlands and all, and Devi, 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 they would say. So I would get...
In the same way, when I hypnotized and treated one boy, Prakash, from Sante Sargur, Egdevan Kote Taluk, who was a deaf and mute. In the mental hospital, I treated through hypnosis and mesmerism, magnetic passes. He was able to remember his 10th life. And he started, afterwards I gave suggestion to remember that particular life, which was important, out of 18 lives. That particular life, you remember, within 15 days I gave a suggestion to his, and without any disturbance to you. Then all of a sudden he remembered. He started speaking in Malayalam, a language he never learnt in this life, not as a Malayali, but as a Pandit of Malayalam, repeating slokas of Malayalam. And he started treating other people. Instantly he became an astrologer, because he was astrologer there. So he was able to sense, oh, you got this problem. You give 200 rupees and one coconut. I am going to cure you. And people gave, they were having problems, and he was able to this thing. Why I am telling this matter in the Nimmans in Bangalore, when this boy started doing all these things, it spread like a wildfire, and it came in the newspaper also. And they conducted afterwards, they arranged one function where I demonstrated that boy. So you told the wildfire, because something new. A fellow without learning the language in this life, started speaking in different language. That is called genealogy.
Okay.
Like that, this in 6,000 cases, there are so many cases where they have taken those people to past life places. They immediately start speaking in that language. They never learnt in this life.
Okay.
Because all such things are happening, we don't have any other way to... Any other way, we can't disprove them.
You can't.
We have to accept the reality. That's what happened in Sri Lanka and so many other places also. The boys from other places came to that place. They were not knowing the language. When they met, automatically they started. Now, I got a logical sense to all these things.
Okay.
Suppose in your mobile, particular this thing you touch, the information will come out.
Okay.
Particular.
Okay.
This mobile was created by this mind. It is 10 times stronger than this.
Right.
Whenever they remember the click, naturally that knowledge will come.
Yeah.
So, okay, tell them.
So those parents, they arranged for a day. They said, okay, on this day, whoever wants to come and see her can come. So,
and you mean to say, they came to know that there is a girl who remembers her past life.
People,
No. Then they want to
see.
your darshan.
Yeah.
How she looks. So that is not their problem.
Yes.
When we are studying,
Correct.
no, I was anxiety. The people who remembering
Right.
their past life, how they look. I told him also. I was having, now we are meeting that lady. In fact, after studying so many cases, once I went to Sakuntala Devi, the mathematician. She was in Bangalore. So I went and asked her. She told certain things. Now I came here not to the astrology. I try to get the date and time of birth of the people who remember past life.
Okay.
And after giving that to you, whether by seeing that, what made them to remember their past life according to astrology, can you do that? I told, I will try, she told. I have sent some few date of birth.
Okay.
And she never answered again.
Oh, okay.
And I came to know that she was not that well versed in astrology. Because of this, she made a name. Everybody was going and she is telling me certain things. You are not happy from this thing, like all these things she told. Rather, I was very happy at that time. Then I told, Madam, it is not so. Because the people go to astrologers when their time is bad. She thought that maybe his time is bad, he has come.
You come for that.
For that, they will tell like that. Then I told, rather I am very happy man, I don't have any problem. Because I am running a Sukradesha at that time. All my desires were fulfilled. I got good practice, everything. They say, oh, your practice is, your job is not well. In the house there is some problem. All these things she told. So she is a mathematical genius.
Yes.
But we have to respect her for a mathematical genius. But she took to astrology so that people will think that whatever she tells.
Yeah.
But I found there is nothing. I came for this purpose, not for my astrology. See, according to this, how can it happen? And Sukradesha is running. So I this thing I don't anyway. I don't want to argue with you. I told her, you do, whether you can, with your knowledge of mathematics, can you come to some conclusion? These people are remembering because of this particular planetary position. I asked her, I will try, she told. I gave some few addresses and came back. Again, she has not contacted me. Oh, come on now.
So that day, it seems there were about